I've just finished writing a lovely guy's book. One that I think will do really, really well in the lovely town of Hartlepool. The book's called Hartlepool, Born and Bred, and it's by Mr. Mick Sorby. I was introduced to Mick by a mutual author from Warcry Publishing, Richie Horsley. Richie's kindly did the foreword for this book. A few of you will have seen Mick Sorby from the film we made, which was Lee Duffy Too Far Too Soon. Mick, literally, he's part of the furniture in Hartlepool. He's as old as, he's literally like the beach. He's iconic as probably the Hartlepool monkey story. Lovely, lovely fella to work with. I dare say probably, maybe him and Paddy Maloney have actually been the only people that I would have been like, do you know what, I actually want to be your mate. Absolutely diamond of a fella. And if you live in Hartlepool, you know Mick Sorby is. You'll be aware of who he was. Yeah, and he's a bit of a legend in the town, but also he's very well liked as well. This is the feedback I've got from reading the forums and speaking to people. So the book is out on March the 12th via Kindle. You can pre-order now from Amazon. Only £4.95. If anyone would like the paperback, it's going to be out in April, and that's going to be £12.95. And the book it's quite sad actually, because he had a horrific upbringing. The start of his life was quite hard to read. It certainly was quite hard for me to type. And I think this is what kind of made him who he was. To say he had a horrific start with a dad was a bit like saying Hitler was a little bit naughty. It was you'll have to read it. And I've been typing this up. Obviously I've sat down with Mick and I've recorded him, and I've had to actually like text Richie Horse a few times and say, was Hartlepool that bad? Because it just seems to be just chaos every single night. Obviously Mick worked on the doors in the tough town of Hartlepool for like six nights a week for since he was about 17. I think Mick's about 73 now. So it's like near enough. It's actually kicking on for about 50 years. And he's seen everyone, and he's had the death threats. People have tried to shoot him. People have tried to, all this kind of things that, unless you're probably from Hartlepool and you live in the town, you won't really quite grasp. But yeah, I'm just in the proofreading stages at the minute from it. And it's just been, it goes all on about, it explains the Garmith Sink shooting, which happened in 1998. It's just, if you're from Hartlepool, and obviously you're aware of who Mick is and what he's about, you know what it says in the small print. But yeah, there's quite a few things in it, and obviously I'm not from Hartlepool. I grew up in Middlesbrough, like 12 miles away. And it, but you just read some of the stories and you think, Jesus Christ. But he, he's faced, some of the stories in there, like him just fighting every few times a night, and getting chairs over the head, and these days it's all CCTV and bouncers taken to people to court. In Mick Sorby's day, the law of Mick Sorby, as he says in this book, it's just basically you get a chair over the head. I think it's one Darlington, loads of football fans came in, hitting with bottles and all. He was at work the next. He still finished his shift, and he was at work. But he's an absolute diamond of a guy, and I've thoroughly really enjoyed working with Mick Sorby. I only wish everyone was as easy to work with as Mick. But yeah, keep an eye out, guys. The book is going to be called Hartlepool, Born and Bred, Mick Sorby, and it's just basically all about his life growing up in Hartlepool. as I said, a terrible upbringing. You know, and a few funny stories along the way as well. You know, but obviously it led to him being in prison. He's fighting cancer now at the minute. So it's an up and down journey, but it's a, you know, I'm really glad, I'm really thankful for Richie Horsley for introducing me to such an interesting character, but such a gentleman to work with as well. And as I said, he's just been, anytime I've had to ring him and text him, he's been there. And I know that you know, my feedback predominantly from Hartlepool, but everyone's going to enjoy reading this book. And there's a few people, few well-known faces from Hartlepool who spoke to me as well. So if you would like to pre-order, get it now on Amazon, £4.95. It comes out March the 12th via Kindle. Paperback will be April. But if anyone wants to find out more details, you can inbox the Facebook page, which is Jamie Boyle Author. Instagram, Jamie Boyle Books, and Twitter at Jamie Boyle 10. And pre-order from Warcry Publishing on Facebook. It's going to be good, this one. You know, it's not all, it certainly doesn't glamorise anything. He's a man who's had to take his medicine at times, literally, take the beatings, but he was a man who lived by his own code, and he had a good, strong decency about him. And that's come back in abundance from everyone I spoke to regarding Mick. They've just had the smile on the face and a bit of a laugh. You know, he's a very well-liked person. But there's no doubt about it, he's had a very chaotic, eventful life. But yeah, that's what I want to say, guys. So keep a lookout. Hartlepool, Born and Bred, Mick Sorby, written by Jamie Boyle and published by Warcry Publishing, is going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. Thank you. God bless. Don't forget to click and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.